that of a superstar. It was not. Aubameyang was never a Lionel Messi. Aubameyang was never a Cristiano Ronaldo kind of ilk. Aubameyang was never on the level of a Benzema or Lewandowski that we should tolerate his indiscipline that could sabotage the vision of the team. Spare me that bullshit. What do you mean Arteta cannot handle big personalities? In my opinion, I want you Arteta outers and detractors point out the big personalities Arteta cannot handle. Show me one event, show me proof, because Guendouzi is not a big personality. He will not tolerate the indiscipline or lack of decorum of a young player that could sabotage the team. No, you shouldn't tolerate it. Let's be real. Bye from the players from the. Hi guys, welcome to Soccer with 304. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. Please don't just come to this channel and go watch. Please endeavor to watch the full video. Stick a like to the video and subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be reacting to the press conference of Arteta that he did regarding the team. I did a preview for the match on Sunday, Arsenal against Leeds at the Emirates. Make sure you check out that video and stick a like on that video. So let's do the presser that took place earlier in the day regarding the match against Leeds. So let's start from on the team news. Ben White is in contention, so he needs to train tomorrow to make sure he's available to play. For the rest, there's no news. Everybody should be okay. If we remember, last week against West Ham, Ben White had a tight hamstring. He wasn't available for the match, and Rob Holding came in. Thankfully, Rob Holding had a decent game, and we went unscathed by winning that match 2-1. You know my opinion on that. I appreciate Holding and I like him, but we know Ben White is much of a better defender, in my opinion, a quicker defender. He knows how to bring the ball from the back. He knows how to pass. So I'd rather have Ben White than Rob Holding. In that same breath, I'm not saying Rob Holding is not an adequate bench or squad player, but we need our best players for the remaining 4 matches. We know the ambition is to qualify for the Champions League, even though we know we have Europe secure in the bag. We can take it a step further by actually winning our remaining 4 games and qualifying for the UEFA Champions League. So let's look at other points conversation Arteta had in the press conference on signing a new deal. Watch out for I'm going to do a video about the contract, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. Watch out for that video. On signing a new deal, where I'm delighted because obviously from both sides, we have shown a real commitment of what we want to do together in this beautiful journey and the plans and vision we share. That's the reason why I'm doing it. I think the club is doing it because we share the same beliefs, the same passion, same level of trust about each other and how we are doing it. I'm really excited about what we can do together. On the contract, in my opinion, I'm going to give guys, like I always said, I admire what Arteta has done for the club, considering the context of he came into a mess. Before Arteta came into the club, the Arsenal wasn't going anywhere. You guys know the players were not the right profile, in my opinion. We couldn't compete. Our glory days were beginning to dwindle, and he came into a mess as a young coach. He came to a mess as an inexperienced coach. It's not his fault. Some of you will say you don't care. Why should Arsenal employ a young coach, a coach that has not done it anyway? I understand that part of the narrative, right? But at the same time, Arsenal made a decision to employ what I'll call he's an inexperienced coach. He's not what I'll call. He's an inexperienced coach. Arsenal's job is his first rodeo, but we gave him the trust, hoping that, because that's the right word to use, hoping he can help and get out of the mess we were. And he has done a decent job, in my opinion. Some of you can debate that. You can debate that in the comment section. Do it respectfully. But I think Arteta has done a decent job. Why would I say that? The players we had were not the required quality for where most of the fans, I say, sometimes some of the delusional fans were expecting miracles from players such as David Luiz, Kolasinac, Mustafi, Bellerin, players that have failed us consistently before Arteta came in. So in my opinion, even though he got us 8th position in the first half season, second season was still a transitional season, it was 8. Now we've secured Europa League and we can still qualify for the Champions League. He has done a decent job that he should be rewarded with a new deal. You might not like him because most of you don't like the fact that he is not a Conte. Yeah, exactly. He's not a Ten Hag, someone with a name in the game. I understand that fact, but at the same time, that's not merit. Because I know some of the Arteta outers will still praise this. How will I put it? So I don't rumble or waffle. If it was Conte that was doing this same thing Arteta was doing, a lot of you support it and praise him and endorse him for getting a new and celebrate him for getting a new contract. I'm very sure of that. If Conte was doing exactly what Arteta is doing right now, most of you will appreciate him. But the fact that he is not Conte, is Mikel Arteta, a former player who was not an elite player. So because of that unreasonable dislike, you're going to put it on him. I understand he has made mistakes in this season. Same as Conte, same as Tuchel. They've all made mistakes. Even your great Mourinho, they've all made mistakes. But because they have antecedents and their resume looks better for now, and let's not forget, in context, Arteta, this is his first rodeo, this is his first gig. Give him some grace. I know some of you don't want to give him because you don't care whether he's learning on a job. Whether he like it or not, this is his first rodeo and he's learning on a job. He will make mistakes. Even the best coaches make mistakes. Let me take you back. Midweek, Pep, in my opinion, made a mistake by withdrawing Jesus and De Bruyne, thinking he has actually secured the victory at Madrid. And guess what? When Madrid pegged him back, he could not bring back those players to help them to actually try and secure something from the game. In my opinion, that was a major mistake. Because taking out Jesus from that match before the end alleviated the pressure on the Madrid defense. We know how Jesus was harassing them. But in his mind, with a few minutes to go, he was thinking taking out Jesus and De Bruyne and bringing in Fernandinho and Gundogan. He already secured the match. And sometimes football don't work that way. But because it's Pep, nobody's going to actually call him out explosively because he has a name. I'm not saying Arteta is the best man or the highest manager we can get, but for what he has done with the resources provided, we were without contest. Come on, guys, let's not be silly. Like I said, you might not like the fact that he's Arteta, but look at the job he has done on merit. Look at the merit of what he has done. Look at the progress we've made with our playing style. Yes, in the last few games, we've been playing ugly to get required results. But if you look at the games we've played, there have been some beautiful performances, style of play. Like I said, you can criticize an objective. You can criticize him chucking Shaka as a left back against Brighton and playing Sambi Lokonga. You can criticize him for not bringing El Neni as quick as possible. You can criticize him for that. You can criticize him, which I don't agree, for not making a signing transfer, which I think is out of his power. He does not buy players. He can recommend players to the board and the owners, but he's not there to finance those things. You can't criticize him for Oba being indisciplined. I've heard some very disturbing and very funny narratives this day that he doesn't know how to handle. What was it? I'm trying to paraphrase here. He doesn't know how to handle big personalities. What do you mean Arteta is inferior and he can't handle big personalities? What do you explain? Oba's indiscipline should be tolerated. Oba wasn't scoring goals. He wasn't performing. It was beginning to be a liability to the team, but he should tolerate it so that it can look like he's tolerating and knows how to handle big personalities to you because you don't like him. So it doesn't know how to handle big personalities. Genduzi, an average young player who has spells of good games, is a big personality Arteta can handle. Guys, give me a break. That's chatting absolute nonsense, absolute garbage. Aubameyang, I appreciate the fact that he scored some critical goals for us, won us the FA Cup, but it was not that of a superstar. It was not. Aubameyang was never a Lionel Messi. Aubameyang was never a Cristiano Ronaldo kind of ilk. Aubameyang was never on the level of a Benzema or Lewandowski that we should tolerate his indiscipline that could sabotage the vision of the team. Spare me that bullshit. What do you mean Arteta cannot handle big personalities? In my opinion, I want you Arteta outers and detractors point out the big personalities Arteta cannot handle. Show me one event, show me proof, because Guendouzi is not a big personality. He will not tolerate the indiscipline or lack of decorum of a young player that could sabotage the team. No, he shouldn't tolerate it. And for Aubameyang, that some of you said he could not convince during the deal. The same Arteta was able to convince Aubameyang to sign a new deal. Let's not forget that. Some of you had the audacity to say Arteta was not big enough that Odegaard, you may be able to convince Odegaard to come to Arsenal. And it proved you guys wrong. We've signed decent players this season, and we are playing better, and the squad respects it, but yet he doesn't know how to handle big personalities. Show me the antecedents. Leave in the comment section. Tell me the antecedent that proves that Arteta does not know how to handle your so quote unquote hype. What do you clowns call it? These egotistical, high personality players. Show me. Leave it in the comment section. I want you to tell me these players that have high personality, that are larger than life, that are so elite that Arteta cannot handle, and show me, like I said, the proof, because I think it's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Going back to the press conference on facing Leeds, he said it's a lot to play for, and obviously the situation that they are in. They are going to show how much they want to get out of the zone quickly, meaning the relegation zone. We know Leeds are being threatened with relegation. They are going to be fighting for their life. And I know the players shouldn't underestimate the power of Leeds coming to the Emirates. They've had a few away victories, so we need to be extremely careful. We know our ambition is qualified for top 4, so we do not have to relax on our laurels. We need to give it all. We need to. Like I said, for us, this is a defining moment of the season after everything we've done. So we want to capitalize on what we've done in the last 9 to 10 months. Very important. We need to win that game. We know a lot of people, even though at the beginning of the season, most Arsenal fans were not expecting us to qualify for the Champions League, which is fair, because we know that if you look at our score, we're not better than Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or Man United. But Man United has had a very bad, poor season. So there's an opportunity for us to move in. Even Leicester at the beginning of the season was rated above Arsenal because of their consistency in the last few seasons. But Leicester has had a disastrous season. So there's been opportunity, and we understand that sometimes ambitions change during the season, which is fair. But at the same time, we have to balance our ambition and our progress and what we were expecting. I understand that there's an opportunity to meet the top 4, and we should take it. But at the same time, show this team some grace. Show the team some grace. We are taking the opportunity in full grasp. At the same time, like I said, most of all, we're not expecting us to move into the top 4. At least you guys wanted the top 6, and mathematically, Arsenal has qualified for top 6. We cannot fall beyond or below Europa League. So that's an achievement. So I'm not lowering my standards because some of the directors will come, oh, we are lowering. I'm not lowering my standard. I'm just being realistic with what our available resources and our projections. Even though Edu did not come out to confirm or deny it in that interview he had during the season, but we know the reason why Arteta's contract was endorsed and it was signed at this period was because Arteta has actually made. There's no way I can confirm it with actual facts, but we know the reason Arteta was given this contract is because he has gotten us back into Europe, at least the Europa League rather. We cannot fall beyond Europa League. That's why he was given this contract. And I was giving my opinion at this period because listen carefully. If we end up not qualifying for the Europa Champions League and is given a new contract, a lot of fans will be against it unfairly. I won't say, let me scratch. I won't say a lot. Some fans, the loud minority, will be against it unreasonably. So I understand the logic and the PR and the sensibility for them giving Arteta this contract right now. They hope for the best. In the same time, preparing for the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is a Europa League. The best case is us qualify for the Champions League. And I'm very hopeful we can actually make it into the Champions League. If Liverpool can help us, do us a little favor by beating our neighbors on the other side, and we win against Leeds, I'll give us 5 points going to the North London Derby. So, like I said, our destiny is in our hands. So I understand why the owners and the board will actually endorse and sign off this new 3 years contract to Arteta. In the same breath, giving him a 3-year contract doesn't say is infallible to being sacked. No, he can still be sacked. Just that he'll be well compensated if he's sacked. If Arteta bumps it up next season, he can still be sacked. It's just a 3-year contract. It's just giving him the security of a healthier payoff if he gets sacked. So I don't understand the hula baloo, the content, and the disrespect and demeaning of, oh, why should they give me a new contract? You should have waited end of the season. Why would they wait till the end of the season? Why? So that you guys can play the little gimmickry of, oh, because he didn't qualify for the Champions, let's sack him and bring him. So we can continue the same circle that Man U is going through now, hiring and firing. Like I said, it's a slow process and we have to build carefully. We don't have the liquidity of a Man City or a PSG. Even though if you have that kind of liquidity, you still have to go by the financial fair play rules. So let's not just be silly. Let's apply our logic and senses in this debate, not just pure emotion and erraticness. Some of you are getting too hysterical about these things. Calm the F down, apply logic. I know some of you are being baited into this emotionality by strategic content creators to get views. I understand YouTube games about views sometimes, but some of us can't do everything for views. Let's apply some logic and let's be discerning. Let's be discerning. Because it's so hypocritical and funny that those criticizing this new deal, those criticizing where we are, most of them, their expectations was if you make top 6, that's a good season. And technically has made top 6. Like I said, I understand there's a window of opportunity that Man United, Leicester are having a very poor season. So Arsenal should take advantage. And they are doing so. And let's not forget, we have the youngest team. Like I said, youngest team in the league. So expect inconsistency. And like I said, criticize Arteta, he has made mistakes. But he hasn't made such fatal mistakes that you should get rid of him. I criticize Arteta too. Like the Brighton game, I criticized him because I thought that game, it was not for the players. He lost that game on his own. So let's apply critical thinking. Let's apply logic and objectivities objectivity rather when we are talking about these issues. Let's go to the some of the other things he spoke about in the press conference on making improvement ahead of this weekend. Hopefully, we can play better with the ball than that's not that important. Let's see. Let's see what's important to talk about. Nothing much. Like I said, watch out for me talking extensively on the contract signing that he did today. This was just a review of some of the key points, the injuries that he spoke about in the press conference leading to the match against Leeds on Sunday. Like I said, he said Ben White should be back in training tomorrow. Hopefully, he should be able to play for that match. I think he's in contention. That shows the tight hamstring is not as serious as most of us feared. We know Tomiyasu came off before the end of the match against West Ham. According to Arteta, he's fine. So we shouldn't be worried about Tomiyasu. Saka, same thing, is fine. It looks like the whole squad is fine, barring no injuries tomorrow in training. Aside from a long-term absentees like Partey and Kerentini, the team is healthy. That'll be the end of this press conference review from Arteta. Guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's be real. Yeah, man. Apart from the players from the